Hello, welcome back to Imagine Not Being Leeds. Something a bit different, pre-record. I just wanted to touch on the three things that I've taken out of the performance against Coventry, and probably the Cardiff game as well. All both games coming either side of that window closing. So yeah, it's we are where we are now. We've got a bloody good lot, haven't we? Right there, unbelievable performance at Coventry. Really happy for Melier, as I touched on in my review last night. For me, is made up for that error at Sunderland. Some might disagree with that, but for how good we were, we still left that door open for Coventry to get something last night. And if it wasn't for Melier, and I would say that there's a lot of times Melier doesn't make these saves that he should make. That one last night that he had no right to make, and 99 times out of 100, that goes in past most goalkeepers, even the top keepers in the world. So that phenomenal save to keep it at 2-0. And then another one he tipped up bar. On another day, them two go in and we leave there thinking, have we only got a point? That would have been a travesty. There's no travesty in absolutely battering them for 90 minutes and only coming away 2-0. I'm buzzing with that. When you're creating chances, it's great. When you're not scoring them, you can work on that. It's not something we've got to worry about because we are the top scorers in the division for a reason, because we're absolutely phenomenal in attack. It's so good. We're not too bad in defence at the minute either, are we? It's going really well. But yeah, just point number one is the lads are now playing in a higher gear for sure. I've definitely noticed that in these last couple of games. Easy to say 9 goals scored, but there's a definite difference in the way we're playing. Even when we're slowing the ball down and we're taking us time and trying to look for those little pockets of space and try to find that perfect pass. It doesn't always have to be a million miles an hour to be effective. With this side, we know we play better when we play with higher tempo. We've got players who can do that. When Rothwell plays, he normally dictates that tempo. Obviously, he didn't play last night, but we've got so many different profiles within this side now. And Ampadu gets a lot of stick for slowing it down. But what you found last night is he slowed it down at times. But if that ball were in over top, boy, did he play that ball over top. And we got him behind so many times for Ampadu's long ball. He's capable of that. We used to see it from Calvin Phillips in the Bielsa era. He can drop deep, whether he's playing midfield or standing at centre-half, and he can find those diagonals. He can find them balls in behind. Paddy's wonder goal last season against Peterborough in FA Cup. That were a ball played by Ampadu. So, sometimes he does hold it too long. He does. But I don't see it as a negative. He doesn't lose the ball very often. And yeah, I just feel like there's a definite difference now in these games. I mean, it ended 2-0, two goals in first half, ruthless in that first half. Until that second goal went in, and then obviously the ruthlessness sort of left us a little bit, but really cutthroat that opening half an hour, really went for jugular, get 2 up, and normally we see a very passive Leeds after that. We see a Leeds happy to show up shop and let Coventry have the ball. Obviously, Coventry had some of the ball. They had a couple of chances, as I've just touched on with Melier, making some great saves. But that's going to happen. It's a two-sided sport for a reason. There's another team that's on that grass, and they're always going to have a say in what happens in game. But I will say, Leeds United they just didn't take the foot off the gas at all yesterday. They didn't at Cardiff. I feel like both games were very similar in the way we played and the way we attacked. Like I say, you can't always score 5, 6, 7 goals. I mean, how often do we score more than 4? It's very rare. To get 7 goals back to back or 7 goals plus is a big ask. But the game state, it were there for us. Unfortunately, the lads didn't have the shooting boots on after Pino puts that first shot away, which was pinpoint accuracy. It's what you get from Pino. It's just deadly. He's an assassin in that box. He doesn't miss many. Unfortunately, the rest of the lads couldn't really bring the shooting boots today. Dan James could have had a hat full. Pino could have had more. Aronson could have had some. It genuinely could have been 6 or 7. But the intensity, the relentlessness, how hungry the lads look. They look very driven at the minute. They don't look like they just want to rest on the laurels and just accept a 2-0 victory. That's all they got yesterday. But they look like they want more. They look like it's the confidence is oozing through the boys now. You can see it. And as you get closer to the end of the season, when at the minute, the lads won't look too far ahead of themselves. It's still 15 games. You know how professional sports people are, and especially footballers are never going to give much away. They can't. It's hard for them to be themselves sometimes now with the whole media training they've got to go through and stuff like that. They don't want to say the wrong thing. They don't want to come across cocky or arrogant. But those lads know they're going to win this league. For me, they know they're the best. I mean, they're the lads out there playing football. You see Manor Solomon skinning every man that he fancies going past. These players know how good they are. Tanaka comes over, he's playing in England. He must just be thinking, man, I'm head and shoulders above every other midfielder I play against. He just is. Same for Danji. It's just everybody in our side. Bogle, look how good Bogle is. There's no way is he playing against any left winger thinking, wow, these are better than me. He just didn't. It's just every single player we've got at the minute just seems to be really performing. Melier, another clean sheet. Great last night. Not a Melier fan in general, but another clean sheet. Massive confidence he can take from that one because that clean sheet was his clean sheet. First time I'd say that this season, that was his clean sheet. But like I say, you can just, there's just a notable difference, and it might just be the confidence. Maybe that's all it needed. Maybe it just needed a big result. We've been threatening to spank someone all season. We've said it for a while now. Someone's going to get it, and it was Cardiff. And last night they got it. We just weren't clinical enough. But last night they got it as well. And I fully expect Millwall to get it on Saturday. I feel like maybe it was just the confidence. Maybe it was just that little bit of let's take the handbrake off. Let's just go out and play for 90 minutes. We haven't had a 90-minute performance really all season until these back-to-back games. I'd say that was pretty much close yesterday as well. Like I say, you're always going to have a little spell of defending to do. You're always going to have chances giving up against you at some point in the game or at some point in certain games at this level. But I do feel like the confidence is massive right now, and so it should be. And you can just definitely see the change in intensity and the fact that every time we're in their half, the lads think they can score and they're just going for it, constantly going for it. And I think I'm going to make a bit of a wild call here. I don't think we'll get 7 again, don't get me wrong, but I don't think another hammering's too far out corner. It could come at weekend, it could come after this. I mean, these next 4 games, Watford away, Sunderland at home, Sheffield United away, West Brom at home. People are saying these are tough games. I don't see us getting less than 10 points out of these next 12. And I'm telling you now, in this next 4, we're going to hand out at least a 4-0 battering. And I reckon it comes against Watford away. And I actually think it might come against Sunderland as well at home. I think Sunderland are going to get battered at home. I genuinely do. I think the confidence we're in now, the way the lads are playing, fully fit by Patrick Bamford. So we are fully fit because he's always crocked. We are a fully fit side at the minute. Everyone vying for the place. That bench is hungry. The players are coming on impacting games. Yeah, I just feel like that intensity is just massive. It's just such a switch at last couple of games where you can just naturally see we want this now and we're just going to go for it. And yeah, it's a notable difference in the last few performances. It's just that level of let's go up in gears now, and we've managed to get ourselves at top of league playing in second gear for me all season, where everybody around us I think have played some of their best stuff at certain times this season. Some of these teams are playing at their best. And they've maintained touching distance with Leeds United. Now we've turned up the gears. There's just no stopping us now. No one can touch this side. No one can touch this side at this level. It's call it arrogant, but just what we're witnessing at the minute, I just don't see it stopping. Don't want none of this Leedsy tag, none of that shit, none of that. We are allowed to be this confident when we're seeing what we're seeing on pitch. Simple as. Number 2. Ilya Gruev, massive performance last night from Gruev. And the fact that, this is why I've made this a point. When Gruev's in the lineup now, because Rothwell's done so well, because we've got Tanaka, because we've got Ampadu. And I know Gruev's further up the pecking order because Ampadu's playing in centre half, because Strout's been out. If Ampadu's playing in midfield, you're probably not seeing Gruev start many games, probably not, no. But I think the fact Gruev's back from injury now, he probably has jumped in front of Rothwell. But I do also believe it's certain games. We saw for Cardiff game. I think Gruev's a really good player to play away from home. And I feel like Rothwell's the kind of player you want at home. I don't think Gruev starts at weekend. I think he probably maybe gives Gilavogi and Rothwell a start, maybe in the middle. We'll have to see. But I don't like the notion that Gruev is a weak or negative player playing in the midfield. I don't think people really say he's weak, but they see it as a negative when he's in that starting lineup. They see it as too defensive. We saw it at Burnley, too defensive. Come and buy them, and I'll back buy them till the cows come home as well. Like, he's a brilliant player, offensively very capable as well. Not as good as Firpo, no, but very capable, better than Firpo defensively, and he gets stick. But Gruev, talk about Gruev now. Unbelievable performance yesterday. People say he can't go forward. Yes, he can. His progressive passes are up there with best inside when he plays. He never loses possession. He wins his duels all the time. He covers ground really well. Sometimes it looks like there's 2 of them out there. He gets around the pitch. He's very mobile. Runs on his tiptoes. He's got a bit of a funny running style as Gruev. Really light on his feet. But he's just everywhere. And he's such an underrated player for me, Gruev. So, yeah, something I noticed yesterday. He's not a weakness. He's not a negative player in any way. And not everybody thinks this, but it's definitely a narrative. When that team lineup comes out, you look at the comments on social media. Why is Gruev in there? Why is Raffle not in there? And I can accept you saying this if it's based on, it's not fair to drop Rothwell. Rothwell's this, Rothwell's that, because Rothwell's all the above is brilliant. But don't put it down to Gruev being a poor player, because he ain't. He's a totally different player to Rothwell. Granted, you're going to get more offensive output from Rothwell, you are. But Gruev, fair play with him. He doesn't have a bad game for Leeds United. It's just, he's that steady Eddie in there. But I just want to bring some stats up. Let me get this up. Get this one, yeah. So when you look at this here on FootMob from last night, look at the player ratings. Elam Ali gets an 8.3. Brilliant those saves last night. Bogle gets man at match on an 8.6. Closely followed by Solomon with an 8.5. And who's there? Fourth best player on pitch for Leeds United, Ilya Gruev. 24 years of age, Bulgarian DM. Absolute legend. Played 90 minutes, got a rating of 8.2. He had 2 shots. Accurate passes, 91%. Chances created, 3. Look, block shots, 2. Touches, 74. He even had 3 touches in opposition box for someone who's a massive weakness going forward and apparently and doesn't give much out attack. Accurate long balls, 3 out of 3. Yeah, accurate crosses. He shouldn't really be out wide anyway, really. Accurate long balls, 3 out of 300%. Took 4 corners, which we all know he can do. He's decent at a dead ball. Defence, look at that. Tackles won, 5 tackles made. He won 4 of them. 3 clearances, 10 defensive actions, 8 recoveries. Look at this, I love this. Duels won 6, only lost 1. So he has 7 duels, won 6 of them. Ground duels won 5 out of 6. Other one were in air. There you go. 1 out of 1 aerial duels. He shouldn't be winning no headers, him. All-round performance for Gruev yesterday, outstanding. And there's a mix there of defensive duties and attacking duties. Do you know what I mean? It's not just. It's purely defensive midfielder, isn't it? He can do a lot more than that. He really can. He's very, very capable going forward. His passing's neat, tidy, and crisp. It's always into feet. It's always in front of the man for him to run onto as well when he plays a through ball. He's a great player. I really, really rate Ilya Gruev. It's difficult because I understand the players we have in this side, that we've got such, great attacking options. I do understand that some people don't want to give up any of that attack. But as we saw last night, Gruev were in there. And did we lack anything going forward? Did we, Chuff? Absolutely nothing lacking going forward. Rothwell played yesterday. Do we create more chances? I don't know if we do. Can you create more than we got last night? Absolutely. Bucket loads of chances last night. Gruev is such an underrated player in this side. And Farker loves him. Absolutely loves him. And I think he'll probably find a way of getting Ampadu and Gruev into this side more often than not. I don't know how he does it with Strout when he's fit. With Tanaka, who for me is undroppable. Tanaka's the best midfielder in this division. Probably better than Ampadu as well, to be fair. I know people are on fence about Ampadu, whether he can do it at a higher level. We know Tanaka will. I don't think there's one Leeds fan out there who thinks Tanaka's not capable of being a top player in Premier League. But for me, Gruev, he's always going to play minutes under Farker. Farker trusts him. Farker bloody loves him, let's be fair. And I think last night you saw why. He's got he's more defensive minded than attack minded, don't get me wrong, but he can do both very, very well, just like Tanaka can. But yeah, that was something I took out of last night, and I hope a lot of other people did. It didn't affect us at all going forward, Gruev playing yesterday. If anything, it strengthens your defensive solidarity, having someone who's a bit more defence minded, bearing in mind Tanaka's that too. Although I think he can do both sides, Tanaka. It was brilliant that he actually, you saw from Gruev progressive passes. You saw him winning the ball and giving it. You saw him with his long balls, 3 out of 3. Very accurate, a couple of shots in there as well. Not major, but he's getting up there. He's getting in the opposition box. We didn't see that much last season. We didn't. So yeah, that was my second point that I took out of it. Very underrated player, Gruev, but I thought that yesterday he really showed what he brings to this side. It's not just negative football, like he's been said in past. Really, really good player. And the third one, bit of a controversial one, I understand, because injuries would change everything. But I feel like you've seen yesterday and also the Cardiff game why we did not need any players in January. We all wanted them, and until that window shut, I definitely wanted one, at least. I'd have been buzzing with Archer. I'd have been ecstatic with Armstrong. I did a video when that came out that day. I really would have been buzzing with that. But when you look at it now, were we looking in the wrong positions? Probably. Am I worried about losing Pirro, Aronson? Yeah. Aronson, not so much, because I feel like we've got cover there for 10, even though we haven't. But I think we've got square pegs, round holes. Some really good square pegs there for those round holes. Pirro, yeah, massive if we lost Pirro. But do I think signing someone for of the level of an Armstrong or Archer for this division would have been probably, too much? Yeah, I do. I'm not too sure we needed a player of that expense, of that ilk, really. I feel like we just missed out on maybe a couple of backup options is what we should have been going for. I mean, Pirro's very dependable. Missed a game of the week for, cautiously. Don't really miss many games, Pirro. He's usually always fit. Aronson's always fit. That defence is probably where we particularly needed someone. But you can see, especially last night, why Farker and Board didn't get a player. Farker wanted players, we know that. But you can see why, as a collective, we decided not to bring anyone in. Because for me, you probably can't better who's on that pitch at minute. You're buying for sake of buying. You're buying just in case. It's business. You can't do that. You can't do that. Sometimes you've just got to go with it. Could I get hit by a car when I leave my front door? Yeah, but I still go outside. You've just got to move forward, haven't you? Like, could happen. Of course it could. We can get injuries. But they're backing themselves. Life's a gamble. Everything's a gamble in life. If we don't go up, it was a wrong decision. Right now, does anyone think we're not going up? Based on the fact as well, we didn't buy any players. Not one Leeds fan, for me, really, unless they're just being controversial for the sake of being controversial. No Leeds fan can tell me they don't think we're going up now. Even the biggest cynic amongst us, and there's loads of them on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, there's loads of them. Loads of them would just like to throw a spanner in it works and give grief for the sake of it. Try and give their voice more meaning by being the outlier, coming out there and saying ridiculous statements that we won't go up. On what basis will we not go up this season? That side right now is playing the best football it's played under Farker. And I just talk about the last two games. I'm talking about the Sheffield Wednesday game and the Norwich game. I saw the two games either side of the Burnley game, and the Burnley one was a straight shootout. It just shut out, sorry. It was what it was. We could play Burnley again tomorrow and probably still be 0-0. It is what it is with them. That's just a one-off game, and we didn't lose it, and we kept a clean sheet. Brilliant. Move on. Great point now. Great point either side of 2 wins. Can't go wrong with that. So, yeah, there'll always be people say we needed more. But did we really? Did we really need more? Did we really need an Adam Armstrong or an Archer to come in and try and push to start? No, we didn't. Pirro now on fire. His G&A is scandalous. Scandalous. I think now with 15 to go, he's going to probably get 20 goals. We always talk about getting a goal scoring striker. We've probably got him. And he still gets stick. When he gets a chance, he puts it away. No Pirro, no party. On fire. So underrated in his movement as well. He gets a lot of stick for looking lazy or looking not bothered. Not the case at all. Not the case at all for me. Look at the stats behind him. Look how much he does run. Look how much he drops deep. He doesn't just want to stay up top and put the ball in the net, which is probably what he should do. We've got other runners. We've got a lot of energy in that side, but he likes to drop deeper and link up the play. And when he gets a chance, 9 times out of 10 he buries it. Aronson, very frustrating player at times, runs in trouble, holds the ball far too long. But he's busy. He could have got a couple of penalties yesterday just by getting his body in awkward positions, bursting into the box with ball, trying to take people on. He's had a good season, Aronson. If he gets injured, would I be worried? I wouldn't at 10. I promise you I wouldn't. And that's one position we have zero cover in terms of an actual 10 behind him. But I wouldn't be worried if Aronson had to come out for the game too, because I firmly believe that these players who could play in 10. I'd actually love to see that, just to prove my point right. Striker, if Pirro went injured, I'd be worried with just having Joseph up top. But I back him. I back the board and I back Fark and I back these lads. I back them all. The confidence these lads have got now from us not going out there and spending money. Look at Pirro, linked with Cameron Archer, linked with Adam Armstrong. The Archer link were massive when we played Cardiff on Saturday. It broke on Friday. It was huge. Probably, kick-off time against Cardiff, Pirro's probably thinking that happens. Goes out there and delivers against Cardiff. Then it breaks on Monday or Tuesday that Armstrong's linked. And then window slam shut. Pirro finds out we were offering him and we turned him down. Pirro, go get us promoted. Bang! Delivers against Coventry. Brilliant for lads. So I see nobody coming in. Frustrating from a fan's point of view, yes. But have we got enough? 100% we've got enough. And for me, looking at it now, the right decision not to bring anyone in January. And I won't change your mind. If a couple of performances are bad, it happens in football. It happens. Are we going to win 50, those next 15 games? Probably not. Probably not. There'll be a few draws in there. I don't think we get beat. But for me, not risking it, bringing someone in from a financial standpoint, from a personal standpoint, not knowing what personality you bring into the dressing room, because you can only base so much off a couple of interviews and talking to other lads and stuff and get a general aura and feel about someone. You don't know what you're going to be like until they come in. If we'd have signed Archer or Armstrong, who would have come in and wanted that starting shirt, would have known it took a few weeks maybe, but would have wanted it. That could have caused friction. It could have caused Pirro's perform to drop. It could have been opposite. Who knows? But what you've seen off Pirro there is a man who's hungry to get up past 20 goals, hungry to fight us to promotion. He's been backed by the club. Then you can see that. Same with Aronson. They've been backed by the club. They haven't gone out there and strengthened in the key positions we thought we needed it. They've took a gamble on Strauch's fitness. They have. Rodon's always in. But you've got Ampadu there as cover. You've got Voba there now, dodging here or whatever, but he's been on bench now a couple of games. Voba's probably all right for a game or two. He might play against Millwall and we'll assess that then. But the club know what they're doing. So for me, that performance yesterday further strengthened my opinion on why we didn't sign anybody in January. And people always say we could have done more numbers, we could have done more numbers. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Back the boys. Because they're giving us enough now. They're giving us what we wanted to see all season. We're getting the points as we always have done this year, but they're all for a 90-minute performance. I've seen that 2 games in a row now. We've seen it in spells. We're probably second, third gear for 50, 60 minutes a game at best. And we're still top of league. Now we're playing for 90 minutes in a higher gear, at a higher level. Players coming in like Gruev, who are doing an excellent job when they've just come back from injury. There's no negative players in this side. Your Byrams, your Gruevs. There's no negative player. They're all a perfect piece within this unit to create what we are. Do you know what I mean? Every single player has a role to play, whether it's 20 minutes off a bench, whether it's Gilavogi coming on for 5 minutes at the end of a game. Every single personality and every single player in this side has contributed and will contribute to us going up. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm on cloud 9, lads. I can't even tell you. I'm on absolute cloud 9 with this side. I absolutely love them. Love them to bits. Oh, I can't help falling in love with this team. Absolutely love it. Right, that's it from me on this one. Thanks so much for all the support. Please stick a like on the video. Please share it. Please subscribe. If you're new here, don't do many pre-records. It were probably crap. Thanks a lot for watching, though. Take care. Yeah. Leeds.